Greetings, everyone. Great day. The Success Scholar, the Honorable One, the Sapo, Haki Shakur Ami here. I'm going to do this piece, and the name of this discussion is How I Became a Best-Selling Author, in this co-author book, Mission Unstoppable, Extraordinary Stories of Failures, Blessings, with none other than international motivational best speaker, best-selling author and motivational speaker Les Brown, and Dr. George C. Fraser. Many people know Les Brown for many years and of speaking all over the planet. One of the most world-renowned speakers, most sought-after speakers all over the planet. And so he has tens of thousands of followers, fans, and supporters all over the planet. So what I had the opportunity several years ago, I had the opportunity to go to the Power Network conference, and Dr. George C. Fraser. Many people know Dr. Fraser. He was in Hidden Colors 3, wrote Success Runs in Our Race for Success, and several books, Click is being his newest ones. And I had the opportunity actually to listen to Dr. Fraser again. This is my first time actually going to this conference. It was in Dallas, Texas, and that's what I believe, that showing up is critical. Showing up is a critical step to success. So that's what I did. And going there, I heard Dr. George C. Fraser share an opportunity to be a part of this book. So no, it wasn't necessarily my direct idea, but you know, being someone who has assisted other authors over years, marketed and sold personally, I've sold dozens of other authors' books, other authors' material. I knew that it was time for me to do something. I knew it was coming, and actually, I knew that Les Brown has been speaking all over the planet, literally creating tens of thousands of dollars, and Dr. George Fraser speaks all over the planet. I mean, they can get anywhere between minimum up of 20,000 up to 100,000. Dr. Fraser, gets $50,000 to speak at some events and locations. And Les Brown, he actually spoke one time, and he actually made over $800,000, in one day. So with that backdrop of these gentlemen's success, I want to say, in terms of myself, being a part, that's me in the middle. It's not Photoshop. Yes, it's me in the middle. Mission Unstoppable, Extraordinary Stories of Failures, Blessings. Yes, that is me in that book. I realized, where I was. I realized where I was, what my position was, and I earned the opportunity to be in that. Okay, and let me just say this for you all that may not understand, how or why, because again, there's what you call class dynamics, and educational dynamics, as well as motivational dynamics. Now, Les Brown, he didn't go to college, but he had a burning desire to read and study, and he had a hunger to be successful. And sometimes when you have that desire, you have to change your gradient scale. So let me just backtrack again, and what I talk about in the book, for instance, where you can get at successscholarhaki.com. And so I would hope that intelligent people that want to be something in life, you're watching this video. Out of all the videos that I do, this is one of the more valuable ones, because again, being the success scholar, I know I have the key to your success. Absolutely, without question. I know that I've been the glue, in a sense. I'm the most centered scholar, out here in terms of connecting the dots, and I've paid the price. I've failed my way to success, and that's what the title of this book, Mission Unstoppable, Extraordinary Stories of Failures, Blessings. And so I understand the process of not achieving what you want to achieve at a particular time in life. And so, just trying different things and hitting brick walls, hitting glass ceilings, having doors closed in front of you. I know what it's like. And so what I did, I said, when I went to the Power Networking Conference, I said, I got to do something big. I had to do something big. I got tired of sometimes you support different individuals out here, and you expect for them to somehow open the door and share with you, and then they turn their backs on you for some reason, or they turn against you for whatever reason. And so sometimes you have to step up another level. You have to raise your gradient, raise your scale, level up, if you will. Find successful models, mentors, and teachers, those that read, those that study, those that show up where intelligent, healthy business builders and successful people are. The healthy people. That's why I was recently at the Natural Products Expo, connecting to tens and thousands of different healthy, holistic people, and tens of thousands of vendors that were there, exhibitors in the Baltimore area. And so, with that being said, that's critical. And some people don't understand. I don't care. I'm moving forward, and those that are smart enough are going to move forward with me. Absolutely, without a shadow of doubt, without a question in my mind. I'm absolutely moving forward. So, with that being said, of course, Les Brown speaks all over the world. Dr. George Fraser speaks all, and I've been trained by both of them. And I will say today that I will inherit both of the legacies of what both of these gentlemen have established. Yes, I will be speaking all over the world. I will be, there will be a price point put on that without a shadow of a doubt, because I'm paying the prices. And let me just tell you why. The work has already been done. All I got to do is share my story. Coming from the streets of Baltimore, I didn't make the right decisions all of the time, and it almost cost me my life. And I talk about it in this best-selling book, Mission Unstoppable: Extraordinary Stories of Failures, Blessings with Les Brown, Dr. George C. Fraser. But at the right times, I made some of the right decisions. I decided to leave Baltimore, which was a good decision for me at that time. I went directly into the United States Navy. I did 5 active years, honorably discharged. And through that time, I was still a little upset, angry that I could have ended up in a condition that no one wants for a black man, no one wants for an young African American brother coming up on the streets. And so I was angry. So I began to read and study to find out why and how I almost ended up in a situation like I did. Who created these situations, and how did I end up in a particular position? And so what I learned through my studies is that life is about choices. And when we do not have role models, we don't have the books in place, we don't see the people that's on particular paths, we are not able to synergize a particular direction. And so from age 19 to age 30, I read 100 books a year for 11 years. Now, many people, wonder how I did it. Well, I created time. I knew that it was life or death for me. Knowledge was that valuable. And I'm saying for you that if you don't pursue knowledge to such a passionate degree that that you want to be better in life, you want to become somebody, you got to put something in your mind. You got to put ideas not just from your ideas, but from other successful individuals, other scholars out here. And so with that diverse amount of reading, I've been through several schools of thoughts, and this is why I became the success scholar, because I studied these different great ideas and teachers and business builders, and realizing that poverty, in fact, creates a level of frustration, creates a level of psychology, creates an anger. And that's why many people, even for instance out here on YouTube, they're angry, about their situation, about the conditions that we find in urban environments in the black community. But what are they going to do about it? Are you going to sit down and be angry and fight and just continue to live in destitution? Or are you going to raise it up? Are you going to raise your skill set, your mindset? Are you going to read the right books? Are you going to attend the right workshops? Are you going to get the right mentors in your life? And so these gentlemen, again, they speak all over the planet, getting paid anywhere from $20,000 all the way up to $100,000 per speech for 90-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute speech. And so what I'm saying, I am the inheritor of these gentlemen's legacies. Absolutely. I've been trained by both of them, went to the Power four straight years at the Power Networking Conference. Absolutely, without question. And attending the several of Les Brown's training. And so what I'm saying is what I know is that at this point and in the future, what I absolutely do know that I'm able to finance the revolution. If you get what I'm saying, I understand certain marketing strategies, and with this, the power of this book and the power of my story of coming up in the streets of Baltimore and reading 100 books a year. And let me just let you all know, just because if you don't know the type of people that read like that, Tony Robbins says that he read 100 books a year for 7 years. Now, I'm not saying I'm as good as that gentleman, but what I am saying is that I got to be half as good. If I'm half as good or 3/4 as good as him, and in a book and trained by both of these gentlemen, I'm going to be somewhere close without question in my mind. So all it is just a matter of time, a matter of organization, and a matter of putting this book out there and letting people look at the magnificent brother that you see right here today, and dropping the knowledge of what some of the tools that I've learned to achieve success. Again, reading the right books, establishing your visibility, your credibility, creating unique products that people need, knowing what people need. People need to understand, like I interviewed a gentleman, job interviews, just basic things. I worked at the Mayor's Office of Employment Development after I got out of the United States Navy. I attempted different businesses, and I realized that you need a support system. So I can speak on that. Leadership principles I learned from various network marketing companies that I was a part of. Health tips that I've learned from going to some of the health expos, the wellness expos that are going on between DC and Baltimore, attending the different lectures and workshops of many of the great conscious scholars, holistic scholars that are out here. So I'm bringing a whole unique package, and I know that some people out here, feel a certain way, but I'm telling you, I'm on the rise. There's no question about it. There's no doubt in my mind the success scholar. I'm inheriting both of these gentlemen's legacies. We're putting this book out. We're putting the book out on front and center of everything. So I'm just saying, read the book, understand why and how, and don't be surprised where you see me. It's no question in my mind. People may think, oh yeah, you're just doing some videos in the house. Yes, nice house, ain't it? But yeah, what I'm saying is that from this point forward, progress, you're going to see an acceleration. And let me just give you the last 45 days of what has gone on. I was at the Urban League Conference. Yes, I moderated, interviewed 2 authors there. I was there for the whole conference, and connecting the dots with many different thinkers, builders, attending some of the workshops, some of the panels that were there as well. Saw a lot of great empowered speakers there. Later, I went to the Congressional Black Caucus, all 4 days there, building, getting knowledge, attending workshops, attending the different things, showing up. You got to show your face. And so I'm saying I'm not intimidated by anything at this particular time. I am completely unstoppable. Just like the book says, and I know my value, the knowledge that I have, and I know what it's about, keeping and staying alive as a brother, first and foremost, staying alive. So with that being said, I went to the Natural Products Expo, another 3 days, getting good health knowledge, getting nutrition knowledge, learning from some of the best and brightest, seeing what's trending, the hottest products that are out here. And then, I went to 3 boot camps, one on stocks, one on real estate, for 24 hours each, 24. And then just this past weekend, I attended the one on branding yourself to wealth. I mean, I'm just telling you, I learned some things that the average person, I don't care how much you make, I learned from some multi millionaires. Absolutely. So I'm saying that I learned some key things, and I'm absolutely excited about what's going to be going on over the next few weeks. You're going to see an extension. Oh, one more. And I can't forget. How can I forget? Attended the Activate conference. And so with Sister Lucinda. So I'm saying that over the next few weeks, the next few days, you're going to see an absolute transformation. You're going to see greatness rising up. If I wasn't perceived as great before, I mean, and I know in some people's eyes, never. You're black. You have a strange name like that Obama person who people never thought would be a president or whatever. But I'm saying it's my time. I was at the Reginald F. Lewis Museum. You can go to some of my websites, successscholarhaki.com, or go to my business, Harambe Books, or my Facebook page, Haki Shakur Ami. See some of the pictures. I moderate a panel, and many of the great young people came up to me right after that. Many of the young people came up to me. They saw my magnificent table of books, because I don't just promote this book. I'm still the Success Scholar. Yes, and when you see me, just know that I don't just sell books. I read books, as well as sell them. So there's a different dynamic, and working on some other books. And so if you are a publisher or you're an author, I would like to talk to you. There's some authors expos coming up October the 15th and 16th in Baltimore. Well, one is in Baltimore, one is in Southern Maryland, Morgan State. On the 15th, I'll be there. On the 16th, I'll be in Southern Maryland at the Capitol Club House, Capitol Marketplace Center or something. But yeah, so that's on the 16th. So with all of that being said, and I'm looking forward, I'm heading up to New York for a film screening. I got to connect to some real movers and shakers. And I say, raise it up. If you're ready if you're really conscious, you know me, and you're ready to transform and grow. I'm here. I'm healthy. I'm still living, still active. Got all my senses right now, and I still have a good comprehensive skill and connecting to different people. If you're ready to overcome a poverty, certainly a poverty mindset, and you ready to have a success scholar in your corner, someone that's connected to these gentlemen. I can call these gentlemen if I really needed them. I try to minimize and moderate. I understand the chain of command. Being a military person, you understand you don't necessarily need to go to the top chains of command all the time. And I'm quite fine. I'm an independent thinking, reading success scholar. I can learn. I have good peer mentors. I'll have Brother Charles Curry, Sir Charles, with me on next week's tonight. So yes, tonight on my radio show, you can listen in each and every Monday, 8 p.m. at eLife Media. Dr. Baruch at his studio. So I mean, things are happening. I have a lot of other YouTubes where it's not just me. I'm in the studio interviewing different people, as well as some of the interviews that I did with myself, where I'm actually dropping some jewels in terms of business, in terms of wealth, and that's where me showing up at the Congressional Black Caucus, showing up at the Urban League Conference. This is that slight edge. Some entrepreneurs, they're not showing up at these places. Your coaches, some of these coaches, they're not showing up at these places. Like, how are you not going to show up? It's your city. If you live in this area, the Congressional Black Caucus, I mean, there's some jewels dropped there. Not to party, not to socialize. I'm saying that there's some absolute powerful workshops that are there. So, if you are an adult and you trying to do anything significant on the planet, or even within your area, it's just some places you have to show up. I mean, don't listen to these people telling you, man, they traders, they sellouts, they this, they that. You're not there for that. You're not there to be politicized. You're there to get the knowledge, the workshops, the very inexpensive workshops, free and inexpensive workshops that some of them have, where you get to listen to some multi millionaires. And so I'm saying, don't let the poor people, the poverty mentality, those people sitting around on YouTube watching angry people fight and carry on all day. Don't let these people take you into ignorance and poverty and frustration, and you're gonna live a poor life forever. I'm just telling you, I had to shift, had to make a shift. You don't see me at some places no more. Not that I don't care, but it's like, look, if folk not showing up, folk not watching the documentaries, they're not reading the right books, if they are not attempting to raise up their consciousness and own something, produce something, create assets, create products that are necessary, not just some rhetoric talking about history and oh yeah, we spooky, weird type of conversations. Don't get distracted with all of that. Stay on course of what you have to do for yourself right now, which is build. You got to build something. You have to own something. You have to produce something. You have to get with people, high net worth earners. You have to get away from some of the folks that's making $10 an hour, $2 an hour, or whatever, and you got to get around some folks that's making $50,000 an hour. Huh? How about that? So I'm saying, put some respect on these gentlemen' names. They've earned that level of respect. Yes, the Success Scholar Haki Shakur me. I've certainly put in the work, showing up at the right places. Be a supporter, be an endorser, be a friend. Join the real movement that is making tremendous progress. I've read all the right books, showing up at the right places, sponsoring community events. You've seen me enough places, so don't think just because of the non-readers. There's the readers, and then there's the non-readers. The non-readers are repelling. The non-readers are repelling from my work, from my scholarship, the messages that I'm bringing, because they know it just shows. As I heard the gentleman speak yesterday, people see me even coming up from Baltimore. They're like, man, how did you get there? How did you get in the book? How did you get on this panel? How did you end up speaking there? Why are you traveling to this place? It's because you got to come out of that mindset. Like I spoke on the panel of the Reginald F. Lewis Museum this Saturday. It's a mindset. It's an attitude. Wealth is an attitude. Wealth is a mindset, because we've seen plenty and many individuals with wealth. And what's the gentleman name? Antoine Walker, $110 million, broke, BROKE. And if you hang with 9 broke people, you're likely to be a 10th one. And so I'm saying that you have to change your circle. And Antoine Walker hung around with some not too educated people. And so this is the difference between, money and wealth. Wealth is knowledge. And this is what I did reading that 100 books a year for 11 years. Only one that's done something like that I know of is Tony Robbins, who read, and of course George Fraser did did that as well. But 100 books a year for 7 years. So I'm saying that yes, I'm walking into my greatness, into those categories. I'm putting in the work. So I say, please collaborate, partner, strategically align yourself with the Success Scholar. I'm going places. We can create harmonious business relationships. Be on the right side of history. It's definitely going to be made. I'm focused totally every second, every minute, every hour of the hour to achieve my goals. I'm not playing. Absolutely no question in my mind. Only thing can stop me is absolute taking me off this planet. And so I'm going to continue to get knowledge, continue to show up, and continue to get the work done. So yes, get the book, but also look at some of my other shows that I do, some of the magnificent partners and strategic allies that I have radio shows that I've interviewed on my radio show. So let's get free. Let's build. Holla at the Success Scholar. Peace.